Good morning, folks. The weather, I can admit, kind of kicked my butt. Just yesterday was like a non-starter type of day where still can't anyway, I can't remember how if I step back a little bit. No, I'm still out of frame. Kind of a non-starter day. Didn't really feel like I had anything in me. I still managed to go to the gym, did about 10 minutes of walking, jogging intervals on the treadmill. Hit some free weights, did some shrugs, did some, what else? Standard bicep curl, and then flipped it around, so I noticed that I'm a little weaker through the brachialis, more or less, by comparison. And during my time on the treadmill, my left ribs had some pain, and that's a common area for me, again, left side of the shoes. I had an old rib injury here, so what I tried to do was also add in a little single arm lat pull down with a little bit of a twist, little rotation, so that I could work that side. But both sides felt similar in terms of effort, but I was going lightweight anyways. But since I essentially did like 6 days worth of exercise last week, and that I tried to go pretty much like heavy the entire week, today I'm probably going to stick to 2 to 3 sets of 12 to 15 reps, kind of lightweight. I'll still get a bit of a pump going, kind of get that, that good muscle burn, but it's not going to be focused on like killing my body, because I think I just need a little bit of time to recover, especially since I did work out aside from the yoga, it's like I move my body 6 days a week, which is something it's not used to, so the rest of my body has to catch up. So today we've got military press with one arm, bar row, so that's going to be off of the parallettes there, and then frog bridge. What I will do is I'll probably just start with the military press and then just move my way down. So I keep telling myself, like, I should probably go lighter than I think I should. So military press, only got 12 pounds here, but I think that'll be plenty. 1, 14 and 15. Alright, that was actually a lot easier than expected, which is nice. Alright, so that was too easy. So I'm going to bump it up to 20 for the next set. So since I've pretty much figured out, I've got 2 lifts left in terms of figuring out where I am maxing out wise, which also ties in with why I'm kind of generally fatigued. Oh, so that's what I was gonna go with that. What I'm probably gonna do is sit down, kind of figure out what if like 165 pounds is my 3 rep max, let's say. Which I think I've pretty much figured out most of the weights like I've discussed in previous videos. I'm going to use that as the basis to figure out what my rep ranges are. So if I decide I'm going to do like bench, row, and squat, my bench, let's say I want to do something a little easier that day, I'll do 2 sets of 15 of the bench and the row, and then since I'm still figuring out my squat, I'll give myself, that 5 reps to see, like, can I get up to, where can I find my 3 rep max of squats on that day? That way I'm not burning too much energy, and I have a little more variability in my workout, so I'm not as overly fatigued. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. Okay. So, weird stuff going on with the left side of the shoulder. It's a lack of scapular control because I can just feel that the left shoulder blade just good control. I just feel this little click in my back. But that's where I also remember that when I went to do these archer push-ups, my left side was weaker and I felt a lot more in the pec. So I'm wondering how much of this is like, uncoordination, discoordination, where something in this shoulder girdle area isn't firing the way it should be, and I just haven't trained it enough to determine what's what. So since I primarily train for strength based off of that 5x5 program, one of the issues that I ran into once I started expanding out of that rep range was definitely like being humbled. So I was like, okay, well, I'm doing 5x5, and then if I drop the weight, that I should be able to do more reps. And again, I prefer doing generally prefer doing 4 sets. The first set, I could probably knock out 12. Actually, if you remember a couple of videos back when I was doing those decline push-ups, like I was able to knock out 25, and then I did 18, then I did 12, and then I did 8. That's exactly what happened. It's like I would be able to do 12, and then 8, then 6, and then it would be like 4. And I was like, I'm a strength athlete, I've been building for strength. Why am I not strong? And it's just like, so variability is important in terms of your training. Your diet, or variety. Important in terms of your training, your diet, your entertainment. And this is kind of like a little more of that wellness thing that we'll talk about. Let me just finish out this next set. 6, 8, 9, 11. So, and this could be just like more of a rant also against our current like viewpoints against anything we enjoy to do. You know, that feeling that we need to like hyper specialize everything. Oh, you like reading, but you don't read bleh. Like, do you even read, bro? Shut up. Like, if I like reading comic books, great. Oh, but do you know the entire history of every? No, I just like reading comic books. I like exercising, right? And going back to, oh, well, do you even like, can you even squat like 3 times your own body weight? Which then extends out into financial opportunities, right? For people like, oh yeah, like, yeah, we're like, you know, we're just an amateur baseball league, but we're gonna have to charge you like $700 a person to join, just for 1 year, right? Oh yeah, no, you'll get a T-shirt, but you're gonna have to bring all of your own equipment and all this other stuff. And by the way, the equipment, right? You're probably, admittedly, a lot of the stuff you can buy for life. Like a good baseball glove could probably last you your entire life. Same thing with a baseball bat or a helmet. Depending upon, you know, foam and expiration date and all that stuff. But it's like, it shouldn't cost almost like $2,000 to get into a basic hobby. So I enjoy exercise as a way to kind of reset my mind, as a way to just take myself out for a little bit. I enjoy video games. I enjoy watching TV. I enjoy having a glass of bourbon and just sitting outside. Bourbon or tequila, right? What else do I like to? I like to cook, right? So my meal prep is something I do just out of what I feel like out of necessity, in terms of making my life easier during the week. Once this pandemic has kind of subsided and we're able to come together, I love cooking for people, right? Having a lot of food come out, having people bring me food so I can get ideas, you name it. Just sitting by a fire, right? That is amazingly relaxing. So during the winter right now, I don't have a good fireplace to sit by. And with the pandemic, I don't have a lot of good people to sit with the fire. But I do have exercise. I do still have video games. If I want to watch a movie, I can do that. So I have a variety of ways to let myself relax that's not solely focused on one thing. And so it's important for you too. I feel like that having a variety of ways to help you kind of reset yourself is valuable. I'm not going to say important because that puts too much stress, but it's valuable. Oh, gardening. I enjoy gardening too. Being able to eat my own produce is amazing. But again, during the winter, kind of hard to do that. All right, so we've got bar rows next. Well, actually, in terms of, like, talking about exercise, right? These bars cost me, I think, close to like 100 to 110. The kettlebells, 350. Oh, okay, all three kettlebells probably cost me close to like $500. Um, so it's like, yeah, it's just financially, the financial cost to have like a relaxing hobby that isn't just sitting in front of a TV every night. And again, like, I know I enjoy TV too, YouTube, whatever you want to call it, and sitting down in front of a screen every night and just like watching until we pass out on the couch. It's, oh, maybe I'm getting a little too ranty. All right, here we go. So, what was interesting on that set was I did feel my left side dropping down. So, like, I was coming up uneven. And that as soon as I got what I felt like was my body in a better line, I felt a lot more engagement out of that left lat area. So I'm also out of breath. Oh yeah, like, okay. So I enjoy being active, right? Playing catch, great. Whether it's a football or baseball, awesome. Really, all you need is a nice empty field and a ball. Cheapest that you can get. Tennis, I like tennis. It's very active, it's very dynamic, but first you need a good racket, then you need good shoes, and then you need to get the balls. And playing with good tennis balls definitely takes a lot of frustration out of the game, because you're not like trying to chase a dead ball. And then you either need to be a member of a tennis club, which is expensive, or you need to hope that you have open courts in your area that are relatively in good condition and aren't in use when you want to go use them. I like volleyball, but again, unless you have a beach volleyball court by your house, which again means you need to have a nice clean beach volleyball court, right? Nothing like trying to play in bare feet and then step on a stick or a broken beer bottle that somebody left behind. Bowling, love bowling. But it's like, what I think last time I went, it ran me like, almost like, it's like $30 a person for a night, which isn't bad. I mean, but it's like, I wouldn't want to do that every night either. Oh, golf. Yeah, golf. Don't even, I feel like I should just say golf in terms of being costly, and everyone's just gonna go, yep. All right. So I only managed 7 on that set. But what I've been trying to focus on is less of that letting my shoulder blades go forward and back and forward and back. That's so much letting just keep my shoulder blades fixed, right? Not letting them move too much, and then letting my elbows drive back more. And I feel like I get more out of the back that way. Yeah. Yeah. What's a hobby you have that you love to do that kind of gives you that little mental reset? Or what's a hobby that you like to do, but you're just not sure where to start? Again, if we're trying to build, like I'm trying to build a community of people who are able to cheer each other on, regardless of the place that they're at in their wellness journey, and wellness being, you know, muscular fitness, body composition, general movement, or more of that like mental emotional type thing where you know, someone might be really stressed because of a lot of factors in their life, but what they are working on is, you know, one of the things they could be working on is just learning how to say no better, or learning to move past the things that they can't control and focusing on the things that they can control. I'm terrible at that. But again, I would love to know your guys' stories, so that gives me a little hope and a little inspiration, so that I can go, that, you know, it's worth it for me to keep doing this, right? When you keep trying, when you keep failing, you know that that's part of the learning process, but it doesn't make it any less frustrating. So hearing your successes is great. Hearing your failures is excellent too, because that way people learn that they're not alone, right? So tell me your story, all that good stuff. You know, keep posting, keep commenting, keep subscribing. I do want to build, like I said, I want to build a community of people who can help each other. All right, last set. And even with all my talking, I might be out of here in about 35 minutes. All right, here we go. Nope. All right. On that last rep, I tried to do like a little drop sit cheat thingamajig where I could just use my legs to drive myself up and then slowly lower with my arms, and it's like, nope, didn't work out that way. So these things happen. Alrighty. So basically have only 3 more workouts on my current sheet before I end up repeating exercises, which again I might do sporadically just to kind of keep up on my basic foundational type movements. But what I might do also is, I think I told you, like I've got like a master exercise list, and what I might do is start going through that and putting together like maybe a body weight based workout or a band based workout, kettlebell based workout, again, all depending upon what is, what the exercises are, and that way I'd also be able to put them up on my Instagram page, and I'd be able to, kind of create workout of the day where people can either just do it independently, or again, you could follow along with me and do the workout together. We'll see what happens though. Alright, last thing I got is the frog bridge. So just lifting my butt up repeatedly. Oh god. Oh yeah. So I did modify my diet. I'm back to, I've increased up to 2 teaspoons of olive oil and 2 teaspoons of coconut oil. And I'm at like 5.5 ounces of chicken at lunch and dinner. But I noticed I was still hungry after I ate both lunch and dinner yesterday, which kind of goes back to the whole, like, I've been working out, so I've worked out like 6 days in last week. It may just be like my body needs a little more energy to recover, and that's where, like, when I stepped on the scale this morning, I saw 177. I was like, oh great. So I went up 2-ish pounds. So I do want to, it may just be like I've made a lot of changes and I've made a lot of adaptation, or I need to make a lot of adaptations, but more so like my body needs to do it so that I don't burn the candle at both ends. Let me adjust the camera here because it's bothering me now. Alrighty. That's a little better. Yeah, so I just need to let my body adapt, and also I just need to listen to my body. If it's hungry, I need to feed it. Especially since I'm working with heavier weights, I'm going to need more time and more energy to recover. But we'll see what happens. Here we go. Oh. 1, 4, 5, 6, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Whew, that was pretty good. Yeah. Trying to think of anything else fun to talk about, but that's about it. Um, if, so, um, once I remember the exact Instagram handle, I'll put it in the comment or make it I think I can make like a sticky or something with YouTube that I should probably work on a little more, updating that YouTube page. So that way I can kind of be more descriptive, build up a better population and whatnot. The more information I have in my page, I feel like the more people are likely to hang on to it, or at least find it. Because I don't think I've looked through a single YouTuber's like bio or summary or something like that in order to get to know them better. It's always their content that I find first, and it's their content that keeps me there, not necessarily their biography. So there we go. And eat. Oh, that's good. And okay. So what I'm trying to do with the frog bridge there is drive my knees down as I lift my pelvis up. So I don't want my knees to kind of fall in, and I don't really want them to stay neutral. I want them to actually push down a little bit so I get a little bit of a groin stretch. Which kind of goes back to that idea of a muscle of yours may not necessarily be tight, like inflexible, I'll say. It is tight because it's trying to stabilize an area because one of its neighbors is not doing its job. So the groin, so when my knee's brought up towards my chest like this, my groin muscles can help to pull it back down. When it's down this way, my groin muscles can help to pull it back up. So if I have constantly tight groin muscles, it may be because they're having to overact in one of these directions to overstabilize, right? Because something else is weak. For me, the low-hanging fruit, of course, is the butt muscles, right? The hip muscles, so that's where throwing in the frog bridges. Also, since I do have to lift in that wide foot sumo stance for my squat and my deadlift, my groin does tend to help with the lift a little bit, but I shouldn't be lifting with my groin. So kind of getting into that idea, that feeling of like using my hips more than my groin is important. All right. So yeah, we're about 32 minutes in. I did a lot of talking today again. I'm feeling much better than I did yesterday. So I'll feel good. It'll feel good being able to go downstairs, eat breakfast, and kind of start the day. It's a little chilly today, and it was rainy yesterday. I'm kind of trying to make a better effort at not being like, oh yeah, like I lifted this day, because then you guys are gonna be like, wow, like you're uploading this 3 months later. It's like, shut up. Like I'm trying to produce content, not on my schedule, not on somebody else's schedule. And that also, hey, easy cop out for me. It doesn't matter when you do it as long as you do it. So keep that exercise motivation up. um, but yeah, I'm still trying to film 3 times a week and upload twice a week so that I have a constant surplus, so that even if I miss a day of filming, or if I can go on vacation for 2 weeks, like I'm not screwed. Alright. Seven. Nine. 10. 11. 14 and 15. Very good. All right. So I'll probably get my diet wise. What I'm actually contemplating doing is dropping my protein to, I think, about, instead of 11 ounces a day, to 8 ounces. So I'm still in that like 0.8 grams per pound, which is still higher than recommended for like basic health maintenance, as far for the average person, and kind of and then adding like some fats and carbs back into my diet. Because if I go from right now, I think I'm at like 165 grams of protein. So if I drop down to, it'll drop me down to about 138. So just for the sake of math, that's 30 grams of protein that I'm cutting out. So that's 120 calories I can add back in. Is that good math? It's goodish math, right? There's probably still some like fat that's involved in the chicken. So let's say 120 to 150 calories. So that could just be adding another teaspoon of fat back into my diet at the going to back to a tablespoon of olive oil and coconut oil a day, rather than just 2 teaspoons. So kind of that idea of that my body may have enough to rebuild, but it still needs, like the source material to rebuild is there, but the energy to get that material to where it needs to go is not. And then play around with that for a little bit, and then from there, kind of mess with the carb sources. It's not that I don't think I have a gluten sensitivity or allergy at all. I think I mentioned this in a different video, but I do notice that like when I eat pasta or bread, I do get a little more wheezy. My sinuses do flare up a little worse. So I've been exploring rice noodles or like other rice-based products, or even like crackers of some sort. But it's a kind of I need it to be convenient, because when I don't always have a half hour to eat lunch, and that if let's say I make rice noodles at the beginning of the week, how clumpy, kind of gross are they going to be by the end of the week? Crackers are convenient, but again, if I'm going through like a $4 box of crackers, or if I need to buy 2 boxes of crackers, that's an extra like $8 a week just to get through the week to have the calories. Is that really worth it? I'm not opposed to just buying like a bottle of grape, like a gallon bottle of grape juice, but I kind of want I want something a little more than just kind of like sugary water. Grape juice is, can be good for you, but that I'd be looking for more than just like straight sugar to get carbs in my diet for now. I'll give myself like another week or so to see how this current setup is doing, and then we'll look to modify, and I'll keep you updated. Same deal. Like the fact that I went from 173 to 177 is kind of frustrating, but I feel like in the mirror, at least subjectively, I feel I look better. Even though objectively I'm packing on the pounds. So, anyways, if you've watched this and kept up with the workout today, good job. We're 40 minutes in with me talking. Till next time, folks. Be excellent.